You need to wear a hazmat suit when you read these books. Imagine a book so spicy, so intense. Books that have you clutching your pearls. All right. Contrary to what I'm kind of known for on the booktok bookish online space, considering I'm a huge Ice Planet Barbarians fan, I've only started reading like super spicy books within the past like year or two. Because I'm a Southern lady, okay? I grew up very Southern Baptist, very conservative. I wasn't just like handed these when I was a teenager. I'm fairly new to the world, but I will say, once I got introduced, it kind of has become a problem for me. A little addicted, let's just say. And now, almost all of the books I read, close, are pretty spicy in nature. Okay, the Scoville level is fairly high. And today I thought I would talk about those books that aren't just like, oh, just a little spicy. Like, no, they're off the charts. They're so unhinged to a point that it's just like, it's a little concerning. So what even is a spicy book? The term spicy is just another way of saying a steamy erotic novel. I'm pretty sure the word spicy just came from the internet, and particularly internet censorship and not being able to say words like erotic online without it maybe becoming a problem. We've replaced these in our internet discourse with like chili peppers and spice levels. Common phrase you'll find on especially places like booktok, bookstagram, are pepper levels of certain books. This is also probably due to the girlification of reading and how romance books are arguably, some of the most selling and most popular genres of literature. I think something like spice levels is a conversation and a topic that's bound to exist considering the genre. While I love a good spicy book recommendation and I love spicy books, spice level ratings and stuff can be extremely subjective in general, just like book ratings are subjective in general. I am going to be talking about today what I consider to be very spicy books, like extremely spicy books, but to some people they may not find it that way. Everyone's standards for spice, it can really change. Really vary a lot. So get your hazmat suit ready, y'all, okay? We're about to get into this list. Emily Rath books. These ones, they are wild. But she's most known for her Jacksonville Rays series, which is a hockey romance. Sports romance isn't necessarily my thing, but I'd heard so much about the books, I was just like, I'm gonna check it out. Wow. Intensely spicy. First of all, like this one is like 700 pages. This one I believe is almost 5. She writes like she's running out of time. Okay. The detail is part of what makes it so spicy, but 2, just the situations that these characters get in. Sometimes ridiculous, which happens a lot in spicy books. Okay, but like these are just level of ridiculous spicy things that happen is just nuts. Like she fits everything in there. Okay, if it's anything you can think that is a spicy activity, I promise you Emily has thought of it. It's like in this one, first of all, it's a why choose, which means there's multiple partners in it. So there's multiple love interests. So that already kind of makes it a little intense. But also our main character, Rachel, is actually one of the most explorative people and open-minded people you'll ever meet. And that's a consistent thing in this series, okay? They're all very explorative and very open-minded. There is literally tentacles in this book. It's a contemporary sports romance, but there's tentacles. Yeah. This one, which is the second book in the series, I learned about so many toys that I didn't know existed. In Emily Rath books, basically you get all from like light petting and kissing to intense just pay. Like, I'm serious. She has everything in this. Book 1 is a why choose about Rachel, who is like the hockey team's doctor. And essentially she gets into a 4-way relationship, polyamorous relationship, with multiple of the team members. Does have a storyline, but it's more so just about the romance and how they kind of navigate having a polyamorous relationship and also being at her place of employment technically. And then book 2 is about Rachel's best friend, she's a plus size character, which I loved. Okay, this one is just a romance between two people. It's about a girl who is getting a divorce and ends up moving in one of Rachel's extra houses because, you know, all her hockey men are so rich. She's in one of their houses while she's going through a divorce, and she ends up falling for one of the other teammates. You would think, like, oh, okay, it's not like she has 3 partners like in this one. Surely it's less intense. No, it's not actually. All of the women in Emily Rath books, like I said, some of the most explorative and open-minded women you will ever read about. Okay, I mean, infinity spice for these. They're so surprising because, like, you can find these in like Barnes and Noble, and you just look at them and they just seem like kind of big but somewhat normal hockey romances. You will be shocked by what's inside of them. I heard about this book on TikTok and I was just like, you know what? I'm going to try it out. Why not? Hockey romance, sports romance is not really my thing. I love Regency romance. That's what I love. Probably second under like monster romance. Okay. So I was like, you know what? This seems like a cool hybrid for me. And is it absolutely silly? Yeah. Was the spice also surprising? Yes. Hockey romance. If you just want intense spice, just read hockey romance. Most likely it's gonna have it. This one genuinely surprised me. This is a time travel romance where our MMC ends up going back in time to like the Jane Austen Regency era by accident, and he falls in love with our cute little girl named Lizzie, and it was such a cute story and surprisingly spicy. Like hockey romance just is gonna do it every time. Speaking of which, this is one I haven't read, but I'm gonna put in an honorable mention because I have heard it's extra spicy. So in the hockey romance genre, okay, Icebreaker. This one has caused lots of controversy online because of the cover seemingly very cute and innocent, but it being super spicy inside apparently. If y'all want me to do like a whole video on this, let me know. I'm gonna read it soon. I found it at a used bookstore. Yeah, I heard it was pretty intense. Surprisingly so spicy. Even though they have covers like this. Lillian Lark books. I particularly have read Found by the Lake Monster and also read her Gargoyle book, both of which extremely spicy, okay? For my monster girlies, I'm telling you, the Lake Monster book particularly, I learned about an egg laying related spicy activity. I can't make it up. It's an egg thing. Just need to read the Lake Monster book to understand. Being so educated by this, okay? I'm learning so many new things. Okay, my next recommendations is another recent read of mine. These are very spicy and also by like my favorite author of all time, Ruby Dixon, who famously is the author of Ice Planet Barbarians. Could argue that Ice Planet Barbarians is pretty spicy too. It is, but I feel like I've already talked about Ice Planet Barbarians so much on my page. I'm trying to branch out. So let's talk about other Ruby Dixon books that are just so spicy and so good. She recently put out book 2 of this series. This is book 1, Bull Moon Rising. This is book 2, By the Horns, which is a really recent release. This is a Minotaur romance. Ruby Dixon really only writes mostly monster romance, if not exclusively monster romance. I'm not aware of anything she's written that isn't. I learned about Naughty through this series. Book 1, we kind of have like this virginity plot line, which typically I hate in books. I've talked about so much about how I do not like virginity plot lines, but you know, when Ruby does it, things change, okay? Basically, we have Aspeth, who is our FMC here, and she wants to join this Royal Artifactual Guild, which is this like guild of people, mostly men, who collect artifacts. And in this magical world, basically collecting artifacts is like having wealth. You know, that's like how you make money in this world. This guild of people who go to these like underground mines to collect these ancient artifacts and stuff. You have to be trained, it's kind of dangerous, and it's mostly men. Well, she wants to join because her father is a gambler, and she's kind of desperate because she doesn't have anything. The only child of his, so like when he dies, like she's kind of screwed. He sets out to join, even though she's a woman and she has a lot against her. She ends up in kind of almost like a false fake marriage situation with her instructor. Vice is a lot, okay, and there's some really interesting, quinky things. There's also a little bit of a baby making quink here. Yeah. in both of these. We also know historically Ruby really likes. 2, we have Aspeth's friend that she brought along with her. And our Minotaur man Raptor, okay? This one is a lot like less original than the first one. This one, Raptor and her both are like very sexually expressive and sexually liberated, which I love. And you can tell, you know, Ruby was like, yeah, we're gonna turn it up in book 2, okay? Because book 2 was even more intense. This one was almost like one night standy in a way, because our main girl has a one night stand with this Minotaur. She tells him that she's someone else because he's blindfolded at the time. You just have to read it to kind of understand. Both are just so good and so intensely spicy. And the books themselves are just so, they're so pretty. And like this one has a special, it's just so good. Ruby Dixon calls them romantices. And you know, historically, I don't like romantices. These, I ate them up. Okay, next we're going to talk about basically anything by Katee Robert. But this book, particularly The Dragon's Bride, totally just like changed me as a person and is by far maybe one of my favorite books ever, but particularly in the monster romance category, it absolutely is my favorite. First one in a whole series called the Deal with the Demon series that Katee wrote, and that whole series absolutely slays. It's so good. I've recommended it on my TikTok so many times. I've had so many people tell me how much they love these books. They're little novellas, so like they're little, I absolutely am obsessed with the covers. They're so pretty. Everything I have read of hers are always very intensely spicy. Katee does not exclusively write monster romance. She's written this series, but mostly she kind of writes just like fun, like fun, kind of more, I don't know if to call them contemporary, kind of known for just more like dark, you know, kind of more so known for writing more like dark, you know, romances. But I hear way more about her Neon Gods like series. I haven't read it yet. It's on my to-do list. I know it's gonna be amazing because anything Katee writes is so good. This whole series is like a retelling of different Greek gods and goddesses, like reimagined by Katee Robert and written in very sexy, erotic ways. And she has, I know, like a Disney princess and villain like retelling series, if I'm not mistaken, which I would love to read. Like, I want to read Katee Roberts' whole, just everything. Okay, even this little novella, Katee's gonna pack it in. Okay, that's what she does. She does it really well. I love the way Katee writes spice. You're gonna need to suit up. You're gonna need to prepare for the spice you're about to ingest. A dragon humanoid man, and he basically buys our main FMC. Her name's Briar, which I love that name. He buys her from like an auction. Basically, the reason why she's at this auction, which you have backstory of as the reader, is because she made a deal with a demon to be auctioned off to this dragon man. Actually, back in the human realm, she was dealing with a really abusive relationship, and she was convinced that this man who she was married to for a time, this abusive man she was with, was going to end up her. Like, she was so sure of it, and she was like, I have to get out of here. Like, he will follow me wherever I go. Like, there's nowhere I can go here in the human realm where he won't try to end me. She made a deal with the demon. If you take care of this abusive ex-husband, I will do what you want. She's like, anything is better than being here. So she agrees to basically be sold off to this dragon man. And boy, is this dragon man so amazing. I could just talk about him all day. His name is Soul. Okay, Soul the dragon. And the way Katee wrote him, he's just a little cinnamon roll little cutie. Okay, of course he has the dominant side, but I mean, overall, he's a cinnamon roll little cutie pie. He does bad over her. And that's a consistent theme you'll see a lot in the Deal with the Demon series. I can't with him. He absolutely, like, I don't know if he's always going to be at least in my top 3, like, book boyfriends. This dragon man. I'm telling you, he's amazing. Really, not that I didn't like Briar, but he was the star of the show to me. So if you also like them breeding, the baby making schmick, yeah, this has a lot of that too. There's a chase scene in this. Changed me. Changed me as a human being. I cannot even express to you how much that chase scene meant to me. I never read a chase scene before I read this. It felt like I was being chased. I mean, my heart was just beating. Like, I was like, it was so much It was so good. I am obsessed with this book. I've reread it so many times because it's so easy to read. It's literally like barely 200 pages. It's nothing. And oh, I just want to cry when I think about it. Like, I love this book. Can't go wrong with Katee. Mention 2 honorable mentions because I haven't read them yet, but I have heard that they fall in this category of being pretty intensely spicy, to the point you need a hazmat suit type of vibe, you know. Both of them are pretty popular. First is Lights Out. I have been suggested by my TikTok followers like so much. They're like, read Lights Out. You have to read Lights Out. I historically don't love like super dark romance. Like, it's just not me. I like cinnamon roll like dragons. Like, that's what I like. I don't the whole dark romance stuff. I have attempted to read some before and I DNF it like at 10%. I'm not even kidding. I hate it. So people tell me that Lights Out is like a lot more lighthearted in nature, and that's why they think I'd like it. I have some skepticism, you know, but I have heard that it's very, very spicy. I do want to read Lights Out. It's on my to-do list, but I have heard it's a spicy book, and if you like more of the darker side of things, you know, you may enjoy that. I've heard a lot about it. Even people who follow me tell me, like, they liked the book. So that's telling to me that, like, it's a possibility I would recommend it to. Second honorable mention, and this one I have been asked to read this so many times. This one I've heard a lot more mixed reviews of. I've heard mostly positive things about Lights Out, but this one very mixed. Some people are like, "Oh, I hated it. I DNF'd it immediately." Other people fell in love. They're like, "Kendra, this is so up your alley. Like, it's perfection. You will love this. You have to read it." So this one I feel like is going to be very much a mixed bag, but it's Kiss of the Basilisk. I hope I said that right. This is one of those kind of like Emily Rath, where it's just like constant sex. It's just constant spice on every page. Like, I have listened to some podcasts and listened to some of my peers talk about it, and I don't know exactly how I'm feeling just off of synopsises of it. If any of y'all have read it, y'all let me know. Like, do you think I'll like it? I don't know. I've heard people even claim it as like the spiciest books they've ever read. Like, they have never read anything more spicy than it ever. So, yeah. I might just, if nothing else, check it out just for, like, content creation purposes. But, yeah, look into Kiss of the Basilisk if you haven't already, if you're looking for a spicy read. All your girl has for you today. I hope you guys like these recommendations. Tell me, is there something on my list you disagree with? Or tell me down in the comments if you've read any of the books that I talked about. Tell me all your other really spicy book recommendations. I would love to hear them. I'm always looking for them. So y'all contribute down below. I want to know. Okay? And I hope you guys have a great day.